The body is birth, but the human dies, but the body stays. What parts of the body stays? It stays until it decomposes. But yet, that thing which lived in the body is no longer in the body. Where did that thing come from? We were born from a single cell. A single cell. We were a single cell organism. Let's go down to, we were a seed that got inserted into a nucleus of an egg, which then doubled, tripled, quadrupled, 10 times, a million times in size, because all it did is just duplicate itself. Literally, that's all it did. It just duplicated itself, replicated itself, modified itself, reinvented itself, and that's really fascinating if you think about it. What then is the body made of? How was the body even made of? So that little interaction that happened it's a combination, different sequences, a combination between X chromosome, Y chromosomes, male and female, combination of many things. We can go deeper into this story, but for the sake of time, let's just leave it at that, okay? I'm not gonna go too far into it. And so if we think about it, the body is birth, but the human dies, but the body stays. What parts of the body stays? It stays until it decomposes. But yet, that thing which lived in the body is no longer in the body. Where did that thing come from? And what is that thing? Right now, my language does not know what to call it. I'm looking for answers. So if you have answers, please share with me. And to the degree of which I know, we may call it soul, we may call it spirit, we may call it energy, we may call it ether, we may call it many things, but we're pointing to something that is unseen. You can't feel it with your senses, but yet somehow, some way, your sixth sense knows it's there. So it is picked up by the senses. And so I wonder, if it's not in the body, do we still have our senses? I hope you're following along, because I'm not trying to confuse you. I'm trying to get deeper into a state of knowing, a state of understanding. So this conversation, it just brings us deeper into the state of, who are you? What can you do? What will you do? Things like that. Can you connect with yourself? Right? So to connect with self, you must first know even where self is. Because if you're to connect, there must be a port somewhere to connect with. You follow? I hope these conversations lead you down somewhere. One day in life, you'll grow and become something you can't even fathom. Why? Because when we begun as, I don't even know, it's a single cell organism. A single cell, but if you look inside that cell, right, it has many parts, many components. So it's not just like it's one single brain, but so I don't even know how far down we can go this rabbit hole and not get too far lost in it. But this is a concept that leads into something else, right? So, because of the sake of time, I'm not gonna dive deeper into another conversation. We'll start another episode to go deeper into the original point I want you to discuss with you. What does it mean to be healthy? To be a healthy human being. Alright guys, it seems like I'm gonna have to cut this video, make it its own session, but I'm gonna continue on this same one recording. Who knows? Maybe you'll find it raw. And if this is like a podcast for you, maybe you could stop it, analyze what you learned first, re-listen, Some things that are said, it took me years to even grasp what it means to understand it. And so, you may be confused. Just follow along. Who knows where you'll go. So, back to the original question, right? What does it mean to be a healthy human being? What does it mean? What does it mean? I thought about it for some time. And since my body's grown up over the years, it's gotten stronger since I was a kid. All I did was evolve. I could even say yay small, and you could see me now so big that I'm greater than that which I'm holding. I even have the intellect to use this complicated yet simply made device to interact and connect with you. But yet when I was first born or birthed, within my first week of existence, could I do something like this? No, I was still evolving. I was still growing. I was still becoming. Becoming what exactly? I was still growing as a human being. And through the stages, I was a child, I was a kid, I was a youth, I became an adult, and then I became an elder, then I became deceased. That seems to be the process, right? And so there comes a point in the human growth process where there seems to be a peak that is reached. It takes effort to continue growing. It goes uphill. But for some reason, downhill tends to be the momentum, our natural momentum. In this present moment, that is, right? For I've heard stories of longevity.